Hi guys, this is week 35 Project Life. I've got my photos all set out and I thought I would do another 5 favorite things challenge this week. So let me show you what I'm going to work with. I've got a whole bunch of digital printables which I have actually printed out, so they are physical cards. All of these are from Inner Creative Bubble. I will leave a link to the shop down below. I've grabbed a bunch of washi tape that I think match those cards. I want to do some stitching. I've got some alpha stickers, and it kind of goes against the theme 5 favorite things. These are definitely not a favorite, but I want to start trying to use them up, so I've grabbed some Nuvo drops. So I'm going to start by picking out my cards. Now, the beauty with digitals is you only need to print out what you need, so I don't tend to print this many all in one go, but there were so many gorgeous cards I couldn't really decide, so I decided to just print out a whole bunch so I had them sitting by my desk ready to go when I needed them. Now that 4x6 card I picked out down the bottom is a cheat. It actually is a 3x4 card, and I rearranged it in Photoshop because I really thought it would be perfect as a 4x6. And that's really the only 4x6 card I need because I'm going to use a photo for my title card. Now these cards here, there were so many food cards that I could have used, and so I really want to use 2. I'm grabbing this super delicious card and I just used a bowl from the side of my desk to trace out a circle. I didn't have a circle punch quite right, so just to take a wee notch out of the top so that I can hide this other card in behind there, and that is where my journaling will go. And then I only needed one more card, so I've got the 3x4 next to my photo of Blossom because that was the first day of spring, and more sunny days please is exactly how I feel right now. Now I had picked out a whole bunch of those washi tapes, and actually I end up changing my mind completely. I picked them out because they matched some of the colours in the cards, but I decided in the end that I'm not going to call it a neutral, it's gold foil. I picked out a silver glitter or a gold foil one to use, and I'm going to go with the gold foil because it just looks so beautiful. So all this card needs is one little word. I'm just adding some Ellie Studios alpha stickers underneath. The little things worked both ways because my little animals were sleeping together and it was very cute, so I thought that worked nicely. Before I carry on with the rest of my page, I decided to do my title card because I'm going to do my stitching on the title card, and that does take a little bit of time, so I'm going to get that done now. It's been a while since I've pulled out these wood veneer numbers, which I've only ever used as a stitching template, and I intend to keep using them that way because I really love the look of them. They're the perfect size for this sort of thing. I traced them onto the back of the photo, which was a little bit difficult on that slippery sort of photo paper, but it did kind of work. And then I'm just using a pin and my punching mat to just poke some little holes around them, and that way even if the pencil rubs off, I'll still be able to see where the guide is. Now this looks like black, but it's actually super dark navy thread because I'm all out of black, but the navy kind of ties in quite nicely with some of the other colours on the card. So I am just going to go ahead and stitch all of that and not make you watch because it did take a little bit of time. It's only 2 numbers, but it did take a while. I love the look of stitching on photos. I've done it a couple of times before, which was why I wanted to try it again this week, and love how it turned out. Now, I had picked out this darker black alpha, but it was way too big for the space that I've got left after I've stitched out that 35. So I went away and grabbed some gold puffy stickers because I thought they would go nicely with that gold washi tape that I had used there. Somewhere for these gold alphas to sit rather than just plonking them down onto the photo with nothing. I made a little sort of shelf for them with some of the coloured washi tape, which will just help bring some of those colours into this top photo. The top photo is pretty light and has some blues and greens, but this way I get that little bit of red up there as well, red and blue, plus the gold, so it ties everything together. I'm not going to add a label sticker this week. I'm just going to stamp straight onto my photo here on each side of this ink splop here. And then the ink splop kind of works like a divider for it. So I just stamped both sides there just with Memento Tuxedo black ink. Works fine on my photos because I print at home. I do have a video on that. I will link it up above here. And the dreaded Nuvo drops. And of course the first one I tried, it wasn't really perfect. I never get these perfect with these Nuvo drops, so I'm just gonna have to live with it. Now this was a really badly lit dark photo from sort of an evening, so I had printed it in black and white to try and minimize how terrible it was. And so to add a little bit of color to that, I have grabbed that same gold washi tape and run a strip across the bottom. Now, I'm not cared that it covers up my face. You can still see it's me, so it works nicely. Added a few tiny little stickers, and that's probably the theme for this page. This is what's going to happen a lot. So I'm adding the little washi tape shelf, and then either these white alphas or the little green ones. They're both from Ali Studios. And just adding a word rather than journaling. My journaling will end up going on the card that will be hidden, so each photo is kind of getting like a title card, I guess. A title, sorry. Same for my sushi. I'm going to add again the gold, and that way I have 3 little strips of gold. So this is what I'm attempting to aim for. I'm using the green stickers on this one, so you can see I've got 2 lots of these green stickers, so I'm going to add a 3rd one down here. I don't end up with 3 lots of the white letter stickers, but because there is so much white elsewhere on the page, I'm not really worried about that. This was Lily begging for ice cream. Ice cream is her favorite, and her little eyes were definitely saying please, but I was not going to share this one. I'm going to do my journaling on there later on, so really all I've got left to do is add a few embellishments with these Nuvo drops. Now, you can't see on screen, I do have a little piece of scrap paper off to the side there that I'm just testing these Nuvo drops on before I actually stick them down, because my bottles tend to get full of air and they pop and splatter all over the place. So as you can see, I'm making sure that that doesn't happen, especially on my photos. I don't want to have to reprint anything because of these silly drops. One thing I do love using these drops for is to actually, you can see on that super delicious card, when I do printables like that, I use the printable as a guideline for where the drops go. A few more on my yellow card, and then this page is all done. You definitely don't have to use these 5 exact things, but take on this 5 favorite things challenge. Grab 5 things out of your stash and make a page with it. It is a great way to actually start using up some of your stash. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you want to keep watching, there's a couple more videos on screen. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye.